Welcome to Beyond the Physical, a podcast that uncovers the secrets to tapping into the world beyond form to thrive in life and business. I'm your host, Sitara Fe, a world-renowned psychic medium, quantum business coach, and your guide on this journey beyond the physical. Each episode will dive into spiritual insights, intuitive wisdom, and practical strategies to help you discover your personal greatness. Please feel free to find me on Instagram and YouTube at sitara.speaks for daily connection. Thank you for joining us, and let's get started. Before we proceed with today's episode, please note that this was originally recorded as an Instagram Live, and you'll notice some instances where I encourage some interaction. If you find yourself wanting to do so or to catch us live, please feel free to dial in by commenting on any of my posts on Instagram, and I'll be happy to send you a DM. Welcome. It has been a while since I have hopped on here live, and I'm so excited to have this opportunity to connect with you all. As you, I'm sure, have been seeing in my stories, I've been on this really beautiful, super powerful 10-day sacred site tour. We've literally been going to 2 to 3 different sacred sites every single day. Finally had a couple days off, but even then did a really powerful medicine hike in the last couple days. So I'm finally having an opportunity to connect. Hello, Pluto is me saying hello from Idaho. Those of you that are just hopping on, go ahead and let me know where you are tuning in from. And if you have not yet joined the Light Language Masterclass, we only have a couple more days to do so. We actually start on Friday, so less than 2 days. And if you're interested in that, you can go ahead and type light in the comments here, and you will get immediate access to that invitation. So, welcome. Okay. From New York. Hello. 2 from New York. Welcome. Sydney, Australia. Pono, Peru. Beautiful. Hi, Donna Marie. I'm so glad you're here. South Jersey, Canada. Welcome. Colby saying light. Beautiful. So I want to explain a little bit about this light language masterclass and the intention here. So as I started channeling light language several years ago, and as I'm sure you know, I've been using light codes in a lot of the transmissions that I lead in Monad and my membership communities, and so much more. But one of the really beautiful things is that on this retreat, we actually had 3 new people who are activated in their light language and their light codes. So I am an activator for people in codes. And although I cannot guarantee that if you join the Light Language Masterclass, that's what's going to happen, simply because there are several different variables that play a role in that. And it really just simply depends on how open you are and how ready your consciousness is to receive your codes and to start speaking light language. And there are many different ways that it comes through. It comes through in some ways through dancing, through writing, through scripture, through scripting, and also through speaking, toning, and singing. So my intention in doing all of this is I've been down here in Peru for about 3 weeks now. By the time I go home, I'll be here for a month. And part of what was included in that was a 10-day sacred site tour with Robert Grant and about 60 other people, about 70 people in total. And so we went to a bunch of different sacred sites. We were finding and basically decrypting, determining age of some of these sites. Honestly, just mind-blowing. There were some caves that we went into that were clearly Lemurian. And I'm still digesting everything that happened because so much happened so quickly. A lot of what was experienced, I would say the most profound aspect of this was being able to connect with the consciousness of these stones and being able to put my hands on these stones and to speak the codes, be activated in my own codes, and to travel to Lemurian temples and I've been having these visions for several years now, but to be in these spaces that these stones holding the consciousness of Lemuria, holding the consciousness of these ancient cities was beyond powerful for me. And so I felt so blessed to be able to be in these sites and leading transmissions, activating the light codes, activating these sacred sites, knowing that we are the conduits between realms. So we were anchoring light, we were anchoring prayers, we were anchoring the intention of supporting humanity through the Great Awakening right now. And I really do believe that when we anchor light through our own bodies and we are connecting to the core of Gaia, to the core of her earth, or the core of her heart, it's that it starts to spread into humanity. It's like we're tapping into the mainframe. We're bringing these prayers of light and prayers of illumination, prayers of remembrance into the mainframe of Gaia. And so as that's happening, there's this ripple effect that is also taking place in the consciousness of humanity. And I believe it's happening in a really big way. I believe that since we are here in the Andes, we have been antennas, that we have had a much more broad influence of what's being broadcasted through the grid system on Gaia, in the fifth dimension and beyond that. And so the reason that I wanted to host this light language masterclass after these experiences, and while I'm in Peru, this is the only reason I'm staying in Peru for another week, because trust me, I'm ready to go home. But what I know about this is that the grid work that we're doing and me being here as the apex, right, of this intention is that I'm broadcasting these light codes and tapping into the consciousness of this land, of this earth, which is extraordinarily ancient. And a lot of that consciousness has been preserved here in the stones. I have no words for it, and I will share it with all of us here in a transmission that we'll tap into tonight. But again, if you're just hopping on, go ahead and type light in the comments so that you can join us for our next 3-day masterclass. It's $44, super affordable. And what we're going to be doing, what my intention is to share these codes that I have been integrating here in Peru, and also to do what I can to help activate and clear any blocks or distortions that you have around speaking your own codes. So that ultimately is what it is that we are going to be focused on, is the grid work. Because as you see, even here on this live, we have people from all over the world. So the intention of this is also to anchor the codes through this 3-day masterclass, and to amplify the grid system, because we are all coming in from many different places on the planet. The light course is going to be at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, Friday, Sunday, and Tuesday. So we're putting a day in between each of them. I've done yes, everything will be recorded. I definitely recommend listening to them multiple times, not just one time. And so that's why we make sure everything's recorded and that you have access to it. Even in 3 months, you may get the ping to come back and revisit. And I've had so many people say that every time they re-listen, it's like it's a completely different transmission because of what you're able to hear the second or third time. So let me go ahead and open up the prayer, because I already feel some codes coming in, and we have quite a few people who are just joining. So again, just go ahead and type light in the comments. The days are Friday, Sunday, and Tuesday. So every other day starting on Friday. As we call in divine truth and love into this sacred space, we invoke the highest possible healing for each and every viewer, replayer, and myself. We ask for the courage and compassion to speak and to hear from the purest form of self-love and forgiveness to all involved. Ya satana kunuwayo we. Ya satana kunuwayo we. Ya we. Yeah, and go ahead and connect your root chakra right there at the base of your spine, all the way down to the center of Mama Gaia, Mother Earth. And allow yourself to feel that absolute, clear, perfect connection allowing your nervous system to settle, allowing your nervous system to calm, knowing that you are held, that you are safe, no matter what it is that's going on in the external reality. Go ahead and allow yourself to have a moment to just be with you. And so as you're connecting this grounding cord, go ahead and release and let go of any and all energy that is not yours. Ya siatriania waha akapunakua sutroani aki akuana waha aya. Ia asiotron wa moya ha akatria. Iokiania ha aya waha uku sutron wa ha akatria. Iokuana ha aya siatria iniaki wapu akahuunukua sutronaya. Iotarania kia siotron wa ha akapuanaya wa siatri. Iokuanaya wa ha aya kia siatri. Nia waha aya wapu ukunuku usutruan waha aya kia siatri. Ya yoania waha akapu unuku usutruanaya. Yokoanaya ha akatriania waha uku apuanakai. So there's a big prayer here for the divine feminine. And it really is, we know the divine feminine is rising, right? And the divine feminine rising is really about you trusting your intuition on a micro level, on an individual, like your relationship to divine feminine. Because we look externally, we could go, okay, yeah, the divine feminine is rising, this is happening, that's happening, all of that. Okay, beautiful. But simultaneously, what we want to really recognize is how is it happening on a micro level? Because the more that it happens on a micro level, the more we're going to see that manifest in the external reality, in our external world. So I actually really don't like it when people call men the masculine and women the feminine. I don't like it at all. I think it cuts off a lot of understanding of what the masculine and the feminine are. So when we're talking about masculine and feminine energy and masculine and feminine consciousness, it is a masculine and feminine consciousness that is within us, right? So the divine feminine rising is every single human being, men and women, allowing their intuition to be seen as just as much as a valid intelligence as logic, rationale, and reason, as well as nurturing and compassion. That instead of being hard and instead of being gruff and instead of being strong and like machismo and all of those things, because I mean, even to be seen as a little bitch or to be seen as we'll just say the P word, in society, those are misogynistic terms that devalue the feminine connection. And we've become so numb to it. We've become so numb to hearing it. We've become so numb to people using these terms or these words in a derogatory term of devaluing feminine energy and devaluing the nature that is feminine. And so as we're seeing the feminine rise, what we're seeing is this connection to our own intuition that is extremely trustworthy. It's our connection to our own intuition that is leading the path to our own destiny. It is a path to the feminine that is arising within us with such extraordinary magnitude that we are allowing ourselves to open our hearts in such a way that we can see that our true power is deeply and innately connected to our own intuitive guidance system, our nurturing, and our compassion. So as we allow the brilliance that is within us to open powerfully, that we are witnessing and recognizing that integration, that trust that we are seeing within ourselves with our own feminine nature will start to be mirrored in our external world. And so when we have enough of the collective that is truly integrating their own inner divine masculine and own inner divine feminine. So here's the deal. Wounded ego, getting your feelings hurt easily, getting offended, all of this, like the wounded ego is the wounded masculine. The wounded mind is the wounded masculine. The wounded heart, holding grudges of betrayal, holding grudges of breakups, holding grudges of, pain and traumas that have happened in our life that keep us from loving and keep us from being able to open our hearts and being able to receive love. That is the wounded feminine. And so the wounded masculine and the wounded feminine can manifest in so many different ways. But when we allow ourselves to witness ourselves, and when we allow ourselves, and not only allow, but encourage ourselves to integrate these spaces within, we allow ourselves to become our own internal manifestation of sacred union. And that sacred union blueprint is literally what's bringing us into the new earth consciousness. That is the divine union within, that is alchemy of the wounded masculine and alchemy of the wounded feminine, that comes into harmony through the graciousness of knowing that holding a grudge isn't serving you, and also recognizing that allowing forgiveness to wash over you is also one of the best things that you can do to harmonize your internal masculine and your internal feminine. So, again, for those of you that are just joining, go ahead and type light in the comments if you'd like to join us for our next 3-day light language masterclass. Ia si o tronua, ia wahaia kia si o tronua mu uku tronua pu satria ia kia. Ia nia haia wapunuku uku tronua sutru. Ia nia wahaia kia siatria nia ia waho okuana ia siatri. Nia waia waho okuanua haatria. Yo si o tronua honua puku sutru nua punakai. Ia kia siatria wahaia nia kia wa. Yo kiwa siatria waho onua puakua satria. Yo kuana ia haia kia siatria wa. So we're also right now, the prayer that's coming through is clearing throat chakra blocks, fear of communicating, fear of speaking directly from heart, allowing that energy to come from heart through our throats and through our mouths. So if you have any fear around speaking your truth, if you have any fear around speaking in your own integrity, allowing that to come through and allowing that to be brilliant and bright. Iokuana haea siatriawa unuwa houkua puanakai. Iwa su unukua satria iakayawa. Io truanua su truanua haeakia. I can feel here that there are some of you that have some things that you want to say, but you haven't been able to say it. So let's go ahead and give yourself permission to do so. When you speak your truth, you are standing in your authenticity. And this isn't about throwing your truth around carelessly and this is my truth and owning it and like being aggressive with it. That's not it at all. It's simply allowing yourself to speak to what is true within you so that you don't feel that you're bottling anything up. That's all. I had my tonsils taken out when I was 17 years old. And the reason I had my tonsils taken out when I was 17 years old was because I didn't feel safe enough to speak the things that I needed to speak about. There were some traumas, some traumatic things that happened that I really just buckled it in and didn't say anything. My Instagram handle is Sitara Speaks for a reason. It's because speaking, one, is my gift. It's what I'm here to do and share with all of us. But also simultaneously, because it is my gift and because it is what I'm here to share, it's also been an extraordinarily treacherous journey to find the harmony and the conviction and the courage that I have had to be able to speak my truth in so many ways. And oftentimes, right, it's like most difficult in our closest relationships when we need to speak something that is really important to us and something that's really on top of heart. Right? So let's go ahead and take another nice big deep breath and just simply forgiving yourself once again for holding any grudges. And just feel this energy meeting you at your throat chakra. And just clearing any distortions or any blocks. Anything that's been repressed. Yo kuanaya siotruanwa haoapua kua su unuku sutrea nia kia siatrai ya siotruanwa haioapuana ukutruanaya yo kia siatriania wa haoapu uku sutru sutruanaya haia kia siatriawa. Beautiful. So what I want to also share with you is that there's a really, these codes are so strong. I'm like getting high on my own supply a little bit right now. There's a really powerful prayer coming through around your golden timeline. And what I like to refer to as your golden timeline, it's a term that I got from the Sophia Code, but your golden timeline is ultimately the timeline of your highest and best. It's a timeline of your highest joy. We'll say it simply. But allowing your highest joy to really be what is manifesting for you and what is manifesting through you. Meaning that there is no question with every choice that you make that you are choosing what is best for your higher self. Yes, trono haiwa kua puna kaya sio troa. Iwa sio trono haia kia siatri. Yokio niwa moe haakapuna ku usu trono ahia ikia. Iwa sio trono okua puna kai. Ia siatria haia wa puna kaya siatria. Yokio siatria nyakia siatrai. Iwa ya siatria. And just simply allow yourself to receive this hug of light. It's really a light hug coming through from my heart to yours. Just allowing yourself to feel nurtured, allowing yourself to feel safe enough to let go of what no longer serves you. Just giving yourself permission, like, let it go. Let it go. Is it heavy? Good. Stop carrying it. Like, just be simple. Just be simple. We don't have to go through a 7-step process and processing and journaling and, all these things and tools and all these really cool things, tricks that we have to be able to get there. What I'm telling you right now is that there is an extraordinary amount of support, like an extraordinary amount of support to bring you into the highest path of your ascension because of the energies that are here. I've been doing this for 15 years, which is, a majority of my all of my adult life, to be honest. And one of the really beautiful things that I see happening right now more than ever is the speed in which we can heal. Is anyone else noticing that? Go ahead and write speed in the comments here if you're noticing that you're able to heal much faster than you have been before. It's that there's permission, there's support, there's allowance. It's like the timelines are speeding up. So as things are speeding up and as we are accelerating, we don't have to get caught in so much inner child healing. And sometimes it's really important to nurture your inner child. I'm not bypassing that by any means. It just means that we don't have to get caught on something for a month. We can literally find it, we can see it, we can acknowledge it, and then we go boom, 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 boom. All right, accelerate to the next step. Let's go. Right? Okay, so we're seeing that. Right? We've got 4 people saying speed here, right? We're noticing it. The reason that I asked you guys to interact with this is because I want you to know that you're not alone. And I also, and I think in a lot of ways that you guys know this, but at the same time, it's like there's so much power to what we're seeing right now in the collective. And I want to help all of us to be able to tap into that in a greater capacity. So again, I can do so much for us here on my Instagram lives, and I absolutely love doing these transmissions with us. But for those of you who know, and for those of you who have seen, in the 3-day classes and in our closed containers, the energy is far more accelerated than it is here. For those of you who have seen the difference, can you attest in the comments here? Because I really want to get, we have, I think, like 180-ish people signed up already for the Light Language Masterclass. My personal goal is 100 or 200. So I would love to get another handful in journeying with us in that way to really amplify the field of what we're doing in the collective. Okay, beautiful. So as we're clearing the throat, we're also clearing the connection between heart and throat. Again, so anywhere where you're maybe blocking yourself from speaking your truth, shutting yourself down from being able to communicate clearly. I think it's funny that I have this, like stacked, I don't usually wear this many necklaces, but like stacked pathway of gold coming up here and clarity and communication. That's why I wear these herkimers right here. It's a clarity and communication, purifying my throat so that I can speak from my heart. And I do really a lot of the time, but I like my crystal friends to help, right? All right, so again, if you're just hopping on, we have quite a few people. Go ahead and type light in the comments for your invitation to join us for the Light Language Masterclass. Yo kio si otrono wa akapunuku sutru yo si otrono wa ea kia siatria yo kona ha kia triani wa akapu sutru ya siatriani wa akapu yo kio sotrono ha ea kia siatria si otrono wa akapuna ku su otrono wa katria yo si otrono wa. Okay, beautiful. So as we have our root chakra connected to the center of Gaia, go ahead and become aware of your crown chakra, allowing your crown to be fully connected to your own soul star. lot of star family connections just started activating. All right, so the message that's coming through is that it's really important. Like, it's time for you to connect with your roots. It's time for you to remember your ancient lineage, your personal soul's ancient lineage. So we have mom's line, we have dad's line, and then we also have our soul lineage that's moving through. And so that soul lineage that's moving through is you. It's where you have been. It's your past lives. It's your past incarnations. And it's also your soul family, your soul connections. So with that being said, as we are amplifying and activating your connection to your ancient lineage, Maya siatria yoa wapu unuku usutru iakia siatria wa siotrua nua hayowapu kutrunwa. Pay close attention to your dreams tonight. Beautiful. And Stephanie, I'm seeing, I can't wait for Align on Friday. Align is Thursday this week. We're actually meeting on Thursday to prepare for the Light Language Masterclass that's starting on Friday. And I'll post that in the Telegram group and notifications in your email as well. But it is on Thursday. Same time, just on Thursday. Iua triania waha akapua siatria iniakia siotronua siatriania hiuku apunuku sutru ia siatriania waha akapunuku sutruania akatriania siotronua pu satri siotruanuku putrua sutrua. Beautiful. Again, connecting root chakra to the center of the earth. If you need to create a brand new grounding cord, go ahead and do so. So create that brand new grounding cord, root chakra to the center of the earth. And just let go. There we go. We're in a very supportive container. For those of you that are actively participating, it's like, yeah, I see this really, really working for all of us. It's so beautiful. Yeah, a lot of activations in the guidance. Yeah, my whole intention of staying here in Peru a little bit longer is because I knew that the Sacred Site Tour was going to supercharge me, and it absolutely did. It absolutely has. And I want to share these codes with you while it's super fresh and while I'm still in Peru. A lot of soul connections to Lemuria, a lot of soul connections to Atlantis. And I would even go as far as to say that there are a lot of soul connections to civilizations that are completely unknown to humanity. We found one place, and I'm so sorry, I forget the name of all the temples that we went to. There were so many. You can check my stories right now, though. Actually, it was this rock that was in front of us. Oh, good. I'm getting the notifications that people are signing up. But there was this stone that was in front of us. It didn't actually feel like it was from Earth. And again, it's in my stories right now, so when we're done with this, go check it out. We saw an extraordinary amount of mastodons and basically elephants. They were not here in South America in the last 12,000 years. It was before that. So it would have been literally 2 floods ago. So what's really interesting about that is that it actually dates some of these sites to beyond 12,000 years, which would also change the entire archaeological history of humanity. And so that's some of the really freaking cool things that we're looking at. Ancient Apocalypse by Graham Hancock, that's on Netflix, also talks a little bit about it. He goes to a site in the second season called Sacsayhuaman. We spent 4 days there. That was where we went into some of these really, really potent Lemurian caves. There's one photo of me in them in the last reel that I posted, and I will be posting a lot more, but I still am just like landing from this experience. So again, we have another handful of people that are hopping in, so go ahead and type light in the comments if you'd like to be a part of our 3-day masterclass, light language masterclass. Gonna be talking all things light language and doing what I can to activate those who are close to speaking it within themselves. And again, it's all recorded, so you can go back and listen to several times, which I really encourage you to do so. So as we're here, does anyone have any questions, anything coming up for you as we are talking about things, as we're going over things? Any questions coming up for you? gonna grab my chapstick really quick. Excuse me. Pause. It's super, super dry here. Beautiful. Yeah, so some of these spaces, I would put my hands on the walls and almost be transported. And this is what was really interesting, right? It's like, as we know, we're building the new earth. And in the entity clearing masterclass, we ended up actually activating our memories of being the architects of the new earth, and being the architects of some of these ancient sites, the architects of Lemuria, the architects of Atlantis, the architects of Telos. There's so many of us who are here incarnate in human form that don't remember that we were part of the creators of some of these planets, not just Earth, but some of these planets. Those memories exist inside of you. They are accessed through your soul memories. So here's the thing about soul memories, is that they are not in your egoic consciousness. Your egoic consciousness holds the information for this incarnation. Your soul memories come from accessing your soul, which is in your heart. This is why we have to release grudges in order to really be able to trust our own inner world and trust our intuition. It's really very powerful in that way. But so that's what this light language masterclass is about. The entity clearing masterclass on day 3, I was leading everyone through, protecting, grounding, and owning a room, that sort of thing. And we ended up completely walking into some of these memories, and it was extremely powerful. So I'm really excited to see what comes up with this 3-day masterclass. Anything you can listen to before the light class. If you're in a line, I really recommend just going through some of the transmissions. In the link in my bio, I have the dragon activation. That one as well is going to be really powerful for getting yourself prepared for the light language masterclass. So if you haven't done that I really recommend. And for those of you that are new here, Align is my monthly membership. We meet twice a month and do deep dive transmissions live. Then I'm there doing live. And you get access to about 50 recordings that are in there, the entire library, just by joining. All right, so see, I've always felt I was able to access some gifts from previous lives. However, it just feels like nothing is opening up and nothing is working for you. Yet it's been a long time of trying. I would recommend to join Align, or I would recommend to do the dragon activation. They're extremely powerful, and I've had quite a few people say that they've tried and tried and tried and tried. I had one woman in the Entity Clearing Masterclass, probably my favorite testimonial I've ever received. She said she's been having night terrors her entire life, literally on a consistent basis. And she shared a testimonial in our Entity Clearing Telegram group. And she was saying that she was celebrating 2 weeks of no night terrors and no nightmares after the Entity Clearing Masterclass. So I know that my codes work. I know that my channel is strong. And I know that those who are ready for it are able to tap in and receive extraordinary benefits and results. And I'm not just saying that to toot my own horn. I just really believe in my work, is what it comes down to. Well, what do I do when I speak my truth and folks push back and call me names? Okay, let's talk about speaking our truth. Sometimes it has a lot to do with how we deliver our truth. Sometimes it has to do a lot with decorum, and sometimes it has a lot to do with, is it necessary? Right? Sometimes we can know our inner truth, and sometimes it may not be necessary. And this is what I mean about, we don't need to go around speaking our truth and spewing it all over the place, right? And this election is a great example of that, right? You've got people that are polarizing themselves on one side of the pond and the other side of the pond, and they're so upset, or they're so celebrating, and they're just throwing around all sorts of stuff on the internet. It's like, this is a perfect example of all of this. Some of it doesn't need to be said, to be honest. Some of it just doesn't need to be said. And so I do believe that there is a finesse to knowing what's important to speak and knowing what isn't. So, like, let's say I meet somebody and I don't really like them, but they're around, and let's say they're a friend of a friend or something like that. That's okay. I don't need to go up and be like, I don't really like you. You know what I mean? It just doesn't necessarily need to be said. And for me, it may even be like a momentary truth. It's not even like a permanent truth. But when we're talking about like speaking your truth, it's about when you have something that you're like mulling on and mulling over, and it's like something that's going on inside of you and it feels repressed, or you feel scared to say it, or, you know, it's like internal and it's like bugging you. That's something that needs to be said. That's something that like needs to be spoken out loud. But if you ask me, we've got a lot of people that just speak without thinking and speak without the acknowledgement of how it lands and how it's going to land. And in some ways, it's like if what you have to say is causing harm, then again, maybe it's best that it stays in your journal, or maybe it's best that it just, you know, I'm not saying repress something or hold something back. I'm just saying be respectful in how you interact with the world. Have some decorum, have some, you know, internal integrity, have some peaceful ease about the way that you share your truth. Because if you share your truth from a really heartfelt place, like that you truly are in your heart when you're speaking your truth, there's not usually a lot of backlash. Because people feel it. We feel it. We feel what's true. And if it's coming from a hurt place and it's a lashing out truth, then is usually when you'll find backlash. So I think a lot of speaking our truth comes from the responsibility of how we speak it and becoming better and more skillful in our ability to communicate. I think that's a huge part of it. So I appreciate you asking, because I think it's a really important conversation to have, as well as taking responsibility of like how we're showing up in a space and how we're showing up in a relationship and how we're showing up for those conversations. You know, sometimes I wait a little bit before I even respond, because I want to make sure I'm not responding from a triggered place. I don't like saying things I don't mean. I really don't. And so I will do a lot within myself to even just, you know, let's say I'm having a heightened interaction with somebody that I love and somebody that I care about, which we always do, right? Our relationships are our best training grounds. But it's also about like acknowledging within what actually is true and what needs to be said and what maybe doesn't need to be said. You know, we don't need to go around throwing darts, but I think it's really important to also acknowledge the piece within us that needs to be honored and needs to be shared so that we can be more authentic in our own skin. It's not always comfortable, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. All right, and Kira is saying you're really struggling today with letting go of what you have outgrown. Just let go. Let go, let go, let go, let go. Sometimes when I'm really going through big growth, I will lay in bed just with my arms open. And just, I love you, I forgive you, or just I surrender, I surrender, I surrender, I surrender. It's like, what can we do to allow it to move through? What can we do to allow the energy to shift through our field, you know? Beautiful. How can you access your intuition and soul information? I recommend joining Align. I recommend joining our monthly membership. You can just type Align in the comments here and it should pop up. I might need to fix that automation, but you can try to just type Align in the comments for the invitation to that. Still haven't finished the entity clearing videos yet. Each one shifted you so much. Yeah, those ones were potent. Those ones were very strong. All right, when is the light language masterclass? It is this Friday. It's Friday, Sunday, and Tuesday. So it's every other day. We start on Friday. There's an invitation to a Telegram group that I'm posting in there. You will receive email notifications. And yeah, you can download the app. You can search in the App Store on Android or Apple, Monad with Sitara Fe. Monad with Sitara Fe. will also, if you already have your membership login, it'll just give you access to your entire library of recordings super easily. Beautiful. Entity clearing course was so amazing. Not able to purchase a dragon class. Sometimes there's glitches with it. So if you can just go ahead and try again, I apologize. Sometimes tech can be a little bit techy. It only allows you, yeah, that's if you use PayPal. So some of these logistical things, you guys, please email magic@monadsociety.com. We have not been able to fix that on, it's like a glitch with PayPal, or you can just put a US address and it doesn't matter since it's a digital product. Beautiful. How can you receive guidance from the universe? Learn to listen to your heart. Your heart is the universe. Oh, thank you. Someone saying I'm a pure channel of love and light. Having discernment is maturity. Self-absorbed spewing doesn't serve anyone. Yes, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, we have a lot of people who have just joined in, so go ahead and you can type light in the comments here for your invitation to join us in the, that's not the one we're doing the light language masterclass. Beautiful. Beautiful. If you're noticing that you're surrounded by victimhood and poor me personas, maybe it's time to change your circle around. Beautiful. All right. If you're having troubles enrolling, please email magic@monadsociety.com. Quantum Leap was and transformative. Beautiful. Love the personal connections I've been making. Thank you. Yeah, my inner circle just expanded exponentially in the best ways these last couple of weeks. Biggest takeaway from this trip so far. Okay. So biggest takeaway so far, I was, we were at this rock in these tunnels that were above Sacsayhuaman. And these tunnels in particular, they were carvings from Lemuria. Like, it was really, really profound. And so with one of these, it was really interesting because I was about to walk away, and one of the gals on the retreat, she was like, hey, are you gonna like put your hands on this rock? I was like, well, might as well. Let's see what happens. Famous last words. I ended up immediately being transported to a Lemurian ceremony, and I've been in this ceremony space many, many times. Like, these memories for me of being a priestess in Lemuria have come up over and over and over and over again. They're just getting stronger, and it started when I was in Dubai. And so there were 12 priestesses that were standing in a circle, and there was this like heart. It was like a human heart, but it was really, really big, and it was above them, and they were communicating to this human heart, and I could hear them. It was almost like I was there in this walkie-talkie space, and I could hear them, and I could see that I was there in the quantum field with them, and they were aware that a cataclysm was coming. And they were in like a state of urgency, which, by the way, I'm feeling now on this planet simultaneously. It's why I'm doubling down on my work. It's also why I believe that I don't have children in this world. I believe that, I'm here to be very mission oriented, mission centered and focused. But as I was there and as I was listening to them, I could tell that I was a consciousness that was connected to this heart that they were telepathically communicating to and sending prayers to. And what they were doing was they were sharing the consciousness, the information, the technology, the wisdom, just the consciousness that was there in that period of time, in that space. And they were worried about humanity, or they were worried about their lineage continuing forward. And this heart was like this dark red, had some like black spots on it. And I was there and I was touching the wall, and I said, your prayers have been heard. We've been receiving your prayers. We receive this consciousness. We receive this information. And basically just saying like the children of the rainbow, creating the rainbow bridge, are here and we've received your messages and we're doing the work, and we like it's been received. And so I was able to communicate that telepathically through the heart. And as I was doing that, the heart started changing from this like red and black to a bit of a blue color. And then eventually it started turning into this gold. And I was just witnessing, and I was hands on the rock and just speaking in codes. Sutruana haekatria shotruana haewapona kai hiikia siatria yo siotruana wa haakatria. And so I made an agreement, and I also had a blessing of just thank you for trusting me with this, and also that I will continue to use my voice to continue to be a way shower for those who are choosing the new earth, who are choosing the path of awakening for themselves. And so as I was doing that, the heart started turning to this vibrant gold. And then almost in like this same breath, I felt that heart come into my own chest. And, it kind of like shocked me open a little bit. It was like, it wasn't emotional, but it was definitely like, holy shit, I know what I just saw. I know what I just experienced. I know the transmission that I just received. And, there was a woman that was there with me, and, the one who suggested that I put my hands on the wall. And, it was really profound. And, I had a hard time walking after that. I had a hard time feeling my feet on the ground. So I continue to have someone hold my hand, in a really beautiful way. But that, by far, I think, well, I don't even want to say by far, because there were quite a few other experiences that were at that level in magnitude, and some of them less solo and more with the group. But needless to say, I would say I've had a lot of extremely profound experiences in my life. And I don't know that I've ever had so many of them back to back, and leading 60 people through transmissions at every single one of these sacred sites that we were activating and turning on. I know how to activate crystals. I know how to turn on the field. I know how to connect with Gaia. And so it was like leading our group and our community with activating their heart, activating their soul memories, knowing why they were there. These sacred sites are portals, but how do we use the portals? How do we actually tune into it? And so that was one of the things that was really interesting, right? Because we had a lot of male masculine energy that's piecing together all these things that are all over the planet, which is epic and so cool and so important, and simultaneously really important to also start connecting our hearts, because I believe that how we activate these portals is through the consciousness of our heart. And so if we are not connected to our feminine energy, we're not able to access that. That's it. Sign, seal, delivered on that one, which is why we focus, the way that I teach people to develop their psychic abilities is by body being communication. It's that if you are not healed in your heart, if you are not healed in your heart, and if you are not really embodying the golden rule, treat others the way you want to be treated, you've got more work to do to be able to access these memories, to be able to do this kind of work. You don't necessarily have to be fully embodied to do the grid work, though. That's what I do a lot of. So I see here, can you teach us how to activate the grid? Yes, 100%. That's what we are going to be doing in the Light Language Masterclass. So again, if you're here and you haven't yet joined in, you can type light in the comments here, and you will receive the invitation. Is that why so many men try to break women down? I think so many men try to break women down because because as society has programmed men specifically and especially to devalue their intuition, as well as society has done that with women. It's that women are the physical manifestation of the divine feminine, of the feminine within. And so if men do not listen to their own intuition, and if men are cut off from their source of nurturing, if they are cut off from their source of the divine mother, then they treat women as such. And so we really want to make sure that we are keeping our hearts open in some really, really powerful ways as we, as sisters of light, support each other through what the awakening is, so that our brothers and our lovers and our fathers and our cousins, whoever else it is, can hop on and be a part of it. Like really be a part of it and really be a part of it with us. And so, yeah, I really would love to, again, just invite as many people as we can into this light language masterclass, because I'm going to be doing everything I can to activate your own codes, which again, I cannot guarantee that, simply because it really depends on where you are in your journey, but I am going to do everything in my power to do that, because I think we need more people speaking our own codes and remembering our own soul connection. We are going to be doing the grid work. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about how that works. Again, that's why I'm still here in Peru. It's why I haven't gone home yet, specifically to lead this light language masterclass. And yeah, there's a lot of really profound and really beautiful things that I believe are happening in this world. Okay, I wasn't going to mention this, but I am going to, because I'm getting the ping too, is that we are going to do the 3-day masterclass. And I've also created a 4-week class that is happening as an addendum to that. It's as an addition. So there is a separate enrollment for that. But I have included all of the transmissions that I recorded at these sacred sites is going to be in I'm calling it the expander. It's a light language masterclass expander. I was recording these and they're so fucking powerful. I know that I shouldn't be cussing on social media, but they're so beyond powerful that I was like, I can't just, leave these on my phone or share them with my best friends. I was like, they need to be shared in some way. So I asked Spirit how and what to do with them. And so it's going to be in the expander. And so when you join for the light language masterclass, you are invited to join in that 4-week program, and you get immediate instant access to the, to all of the transmissions that I recorded at some of these sites. Some of them are still being edited. Some of them are with Robert and his team, but I've asked him if I can have the recordings of some that he and I did together, so that we can, bring that into harmony. So someone was asking, did I know Robert before this trip? I actually met him at Burning Man this last year. So end of August. Beautiful. All right. And so if you're having troubles getting the link, you can go ahead and message magic@monadsociety.com. And my team will make sure that you get the link to join. Beautiful. Yeah. And for those of you that are here that are in a line, I will see you tomorrow. We are going to be setting the tone and setting the space for the light language masterclass. Super powerful, super profound. Yo siatriania haya katriania wapu uku sutruno wa katria siatriania kia siatria wa yo kyo siotruno wa hakapunuku sutru sutreania kia siatri ia kia siatrai ia kaya wapu nuku sutruno hakatria siatria yo kyo siotruno wa hae wapu uku nuku kria siatria yo kyo siotruno hakapu yo siatriania wa hakapu uku trunoa akatria yo kyo siotruno hakapu uku usutruno wa kia siatri. All right, my loves. I had so much fun connecting with you tonight. Please, of course, play the algorithm game with me. Like, share, comment. All of your interaction, all of your engagement on this channel helps so much. It's just a funny part of the game we have to play. So I appreciate you playing along and liking all of it. As well, again, last society is with an ETY, but yes, that's close. And again, if you're interested, go ahead and just type light in the comments here and you will get access to your invitation to join. $44. We're meeting Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 12 noon. Same time on Sunday, same time on Tuesday. And then I'm headed back home. But yeah, we're going to have a really exciting opportunity to just tap into so much epic. I'm seeing some people joining Align. Honestly, Align, I mean, the 3-day masterclasses are really profound. They're really beautiful, and they really are moderately priced. I want more. I want as many people in them as we possibly can. And Align is also best bang for your buck. You get literally access to about 50 transmissions when you join. And they're all extremely powerful. Like, you do one of those every other day, your entire life is going to change in a matter of 30 days. I guarantee you on that for sure. All right, my loves, sending so much love from my heart to yours. As we go forth, may we integrate the healing and the lessons received with courage, self-love, and compassion. Our session here is very much in love and very much complete. All right, my loves, I hope you have a beautiful and blessed rest of your evening, and I look forward to chatting with you again very soon. Mwah. Ciao, ciao. And we want to share a big, generous thank you to our listeners who decide to become Monad Society members. This supports this podcast so we can stay true to our heart-centered vision of freedom in topic and expression. We are happy to welcome new members into Align, our community that meets twice monthly for deep dive transmissions, Build, our quantum business development for intuitive entrepreneurs from $0 to $10,000 a month, and Rise, our advanced level psychic development and scale your business course for high-level founders and CEOs by application only. I'm grateful that Monad itself is a sponsor for this powerful and free offering. So please know your invitation to join our movement is here and now. Please click the link in the description below, monadsociety.com/Sitara Speaks, to see what offering resonates with your higher calling. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Beyond the Physical. I hope you found our discussion enlightening and inspiring. Remember that this is an ongoing journey, and I'm here to support you every step of the way. If you enjoyed today's episode and would like to hear more, I encourage you to subscribe so you don't miss on any of our future episodes. Connect with me on social at sitara.speaks for more insights and updates. Until next time, stay connected to your inner wisdom and keep shining your light.